item, you need to click on product management. Under this, if you see this product information management, just click on this. It will take little time to get explored. But I'm first of all, I'm not showing all the tasks associated, but I wanted to show where the items are getting stored and which is a particular tabs which manage you. If you want to search a particular item, what are the different items available that you can see. Now, the ones, if you have remember in my initial lecture, we discussed about, sorry, just give me a minute. Yeah. So we discuss about what, like we discussed about infolets, right? Remember, if you can see similar, the infolets is available here as well. So what are the different items? What are the different items being created? What is the item class being there? Catalogs, different information you can see directly here. Even you can switch the particular infolet to a different format, how you want to see in the interval which you want to see, that can also be happening. But this is giving you a complete information right now, right? Completed, what are the supplier product, what are the import batch which is going different way, right? That can be available. Now here, if you go to this particular task, right, if you can see, these are the different option available for item manager. Create an item, manage an item, create item structure for particular that item, creating manage catalogs, what are the manage item, new item requests. Now completely about, if you see what is item request is, this is completely under data governance, right? Now give an example, suppose here it's a free environment, I can go, I can create an environment item, but in a particular organization we find that no, we do not want to go it in this route, right? Suppose if I am creating an item, it should go for, and it should be getting submitted for approval to Hari. Until Hari approves that, that item should not be used for transaction. That is correct actually, because some companies do have a requirement that no one, any person can come to this particular area and create an item that has started a transaction. That is really not correct, right? So they need item request format that, okay, let's follow a hierarchy structure. Depends, we can define a particular request that whenever an item getting created, this particular person should get contacted, or this group of people should get contacted. You can do so that. So this is completely against the data governance, how you want to manage the item, right? If there's a particular item, what are the different rules set associated with, can it be used for purchase order, can it be used for sales order, right? Depend upon the, right? So these are all the different setups related to an item. Here, if you can see, if I click on particular link, that is create item. Guys, are we clear for manage item request? You're getting my point, right? What does item request just, this is basically used because what happens is, we do not, our organization would never want that each of us can go and create an item and start a transaction. That will be not correct, right? They want to keep a track of it. A single item which is getting created in the environment has to go for an approval, right? If I create an item, if Hari is the one who is managing the things, he is the one who will, I'll contact you. Suppose Bhaskar is the one who is managing the thing, I submit it in the system. Until it is approved by Bhaskar, he'll get a link. If you see, right, the one which I was showing here, he'll get a notification that this person has submitted this for approval. Do you want to approve it? In that case, correct? So that's the importance of manage item request. Now let's go once again to create item. Right. So here, if you see, starting off is the one which is completely correct, which organization you want to create this particular item, number of item which you want to create, what is the item class you want to select. Let's just select any of this. This is one, the one which we created. Now different types of item templates are available, right? Now coming up to this point, it has taken one of the class. You can select any of the item class in this particularly. If you want to create 10 100 items, that is all dependency. You can create number of items as per your request, right? This will follow under this item class. Basically, by default, Oracle provides its own root item class. You can create your own item class where you can create an item defined. Should you, depends upon it, right? If I have, I'm doing a business of stationery, right? I want 7 pens to come under pen item class, right? Then I can do in this way. Suppose similarly, I'm doing a business of copy also, that I want this type of copy or workbook should be coming in this way. Then I can put it in that way. right? Depend upon that. Now coming up to it, what we mean by templates, right? Different items have different component, right? If you see here, it can be a manufactured one, it should be a purchase one, different types of items are correct, right? If you want, I can show, I'll share a link with you tomorrow where you have all this template description. What this template does is, by defining automatic template, what Oracle has provided to you, that if you're going with an option class item, this will be an optional into that, right? It will not be a mandatory one. Now giving an example, I'll explain you in this way. I'll give a link also for this tomorrow, that where you can search each of this item, but let me explain you some of them line by line, right? Optional class, right? So what was happening is, we were working with one of a medicine industry. So what these guys were doing is that, they were much into this vaccine and other things which are, I did this project around COVID-19 only, actually, with one of the industry. I just forgot the name. uh, it was 10x genomics, actually. Yeah, correct. 10x genomics, correct. So what these guys were doing, they had a, they like, they proposed the thing is that they have some type of medicine which increase the productivity. So they provided a particular order in that way. It was, I think, 10x genomics only. Yes, correct. 10x genomics. By the name, it is clear that, for they were into this genes, biotechnology company, completely into this. They were also developing vaccine for this COVID-19 dependently, right? The word, it is clear that 10x, by they mean they provide much more gene production in 10x times, right? So what this guy was doing is, they were creating orders in that way. They had a packaging which they provide, right? In that sense, consider package it in this way, that SVH. I'll tell you the item number also, which I remember. SVH1001. I'm telling about the item configuration which I did for this, guys. SVH, they were calling this as their high level service item. Under this, suppose if I'm buying a particular item from this, overall item name, they were saying it as 10x SVY 9099. Dependently, I'm giving just your class for this, okay? 9001, and they were naming it as high brand gene item. Under this item, what this items, I'm just defining you the category of this item. They had one main item, and other they had optional class item. SPL 1001. This they were calling as low level packaging item. So what this guys were asking for us a configuration is, suppose a user comes to them, they had set the price of this as 50,000. Just give an example. I think it was really huge in that time, which I remember. The price of this item was 30,000, and price of this item was 20,000, right? When they uh, implement this, right, what they were asking us is that, suppose a person comes to us, XYZ, we give him two possibilities. Either he can buy 10x our high level gene item, then he has to pay 50,000. Similarly, we give him a possibility that he can buy SPH item, only high level service item. Then we'll ask him 30,000. Now, what configuration they were asking is, suppose if an order is created on 50,000, right? This complete class, whenever I'm creating a card, right? This hierarchy should all automatically be getting created on sales order, that I can see, okay, 10x 7y is 9001 is this one, and this is an optional class for particularly. Similarly, if this is the one, has another item associated, suppose divided in this way. H1 1 2 3. Now this is was 20,000. Have one more item inside this, SV 876 H124 10,000. So suppose if a person is ordering SVH110, then on the sales order screen, he should see it in this format, the complete hierarchy. There are two items. What is the price? Complete on the sales order will be created of 30,000, but this will be the one. Similarly, they were saying that if a particular person goes for us for a 2 years contract, we give him one more item, that is an optional class item for us. Now let's understand it from a miniature level, right? So what this genomics team was doing is 10x Genomics. They were most basically into genes and other production, right? Vaccine production and other, right? What these guys do is they had one high brand item actually, which they were calling it as a price of 50,000. Under that item, they had one high level service item. If you see, this was the one, right? Sorry, this is the one, right? Under that item, they have two more items which costed one as 20,000 and one as 10,000, which was overall making net as 30,000, right? They had one optional class which will get implemented only if the person buys this. He cannot buy directly the optional class, that will not be possible in the system. Now just understand the complexity out of it, right? What we had to do is, as a functional consultant, the configuration depends on, first I need to set up this item, right? This will be my main item, correct? Under this I need to set up one more structural item beside that, that is a PTO model. So I'll create this second item getting created. After this, I have to create two more items and I have to associate this item with this. Now, one thing I know, that the thing is that whenever a person is ordering SVH10, this item will come by default. I do not have to make any differentiation here that no, only one item will go to item, because the overall price of SVH100 is 30,000. This will automatically come there, correct? Now, optional class is something which should be only reflected when the item which is purchased is 10x into SY, right? This is the main item, only then this should come. Now there is one more condition. If what these guys do is, they have a if a person goes for a contract of 2 years, they provide an additional free item for them, right? That is for a 2 years contract. Now this is a different type of complexity which you can face in PDFs, but there is a way. What Oracle does is it allows two types of model. Basically, I'll explain this to you that in the next lecture also, that is ATO model and PTO model actually, where you can define the different classification which you are seeing, right? The one which you are showing is, the one I wanted to mention is this optional class one. What is the importance of optional class one? Optional class item cannot be purchased directly. This are never the one which can be directly purchased by you. This has to be going some other under some structure item also, right? This are the name only says this is an optional class. This is not your main class which you are ordering, right? So this is a type of configuration which you can face, and we'll study about this also. I'll give you more details, but consider three main classes which you should know: ATO model, PTO model, and the other one is the optional class, right? Other items which you see, configured item, this is nothing but your own template which you can develop, nothing much in difference. But ATO model, PTO model, and the third one is what is an optional class is really important, right? So the one which you are seeing is nothing but the PTO model, which is nothing what you say it as structure model where you have item within that model. ATO model will also study, but let's first study the PTO model which you're having. I'll take a halt here, guys. Anyone has any doubt, any queries? I wanted to give you an example so you get how much complexity does an item has, that how many components it can have. I'll take a halt here, guys. Please feel free.
So, Varun, we can achieve the same thing through configurator also, right? So why do we need to go through this route? Or is there
Uh,
any
which configurator?
like Oracle configurator? Like during the order entry, I can have the configurator and I can still get the similar kind of configuration, right?
Mhm.
For any part number, I can configure it such a way where all the configurations can come out.
How will manage 2 years contract in that configurator? That will not be possible. I know about Oracle configurator, but you will not manage year-wise configuration in that. That will be only item dependent, correct?
Yes, it's item dependent.
Now, so giving an example, you create a sales order. Now, will that item come from PDH or will it come from Oracle configurator?
It will come from Oracle only, but I also need to see how the configurator will work on the cloud.
No, it will ne-
In
it will always configurator will allow only to configure. The item will always come from PDH,
like you can have an option to select multiple configurations, right?
correct?
Like till now, if I'm purchasing a laptop,
Mm-hmm.
it's not always the assembled product I need to purchase, right?
Agreed.
I can say like I need to have a 8 GB RAM, I need to have a different hard disk. So
Mm-hmm.
that is the way I will get different options where
Mm-hmm.
I can select all my components. Like I have a top model item, and then
Mm-hmm.
all the assemblies I can select. So that is one way,
But
like
do you
during the
have an item
configurator
class
that
there?
will allow us.
No, no, I get your point. But do you have an item class there?
Item class, I don't know whether it's available on the configurator or not,
Because
but
this
it has whatever we discussed, it has a similar kind of
agree.
options
Configurator
where,
has an option, but
yeah,
PDH is an area where you define all the items, correct? You can do it by the
correct,
configurator also. That is fine. But consider it in this way. This is one item which I'm saying, right? They
yeah,
might have item configuration is 40,000. 40,000, 50,000 item would be available in the system, right?
yeah.
Configurator will become really tough to handle. Better it's go with import and export file option, which is available by cloud, right? Where you can define and search for each item in the PDH configuration only. Getting my point?
Okay, okay. And bomb structures will not be there, Varun, in cloud, or else
We defined it bomb structure also there. We defined it as item structure basically here.
oh, okay, instead of a bomb structure it will be an item structure.
Item structure, correct? Yes. We have categories
Oh,
similar to EBS which we had, na? Category, structure, trading partner, manufacturing part number relation. We have same thing here also. Same thing we
okay.
have here also.
But bombs will not be there, it will be all converted into the item
Item,
structure.
correct. It's all completed into item,
Okay.
correct. Anyone, any other doubt, guys? Please feel free. But just wanted to give you an example that we know, okay, this is the type of configuration or the hard configuration which we can have while configuring the item also that way. Actually, Bhaskar, bomb is replaced by item here. Completely we go by item name. Item, what are the item categories, item structure, item component, item relationship in that way.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah. Hari, Gargya, Hanumya, Sujal, any doubt, guys? Please feel free.
Clear or unclear?
Okay. So that was about items. Moving forward, we'll see how the item can be done. Let's just create a simple, select this particular list template and see what are the different tabs, components available there. Will take little time. Okay. Here, this is a place where you define all the item attributes depend upon what is the item name you want to do, what is the item cycle, what is the description of this item is. Currently, if you see, this is under, I have prohibited to go from item request to one As soon as I create it, it will go in approved status. That is the one thing. Here, if you see this item to display, here you can even supply the item image. So once you're creating the sales order, you will see this small image also there in front of it. Even this image will get copied to your purchase order. When you are creating a requisition, you can see and search for this particular item image. Sorry, not search for this item, you can see that particular image also, right? So there is a provision where you can add an image and select it from a local desktop, upload that particular image. This will come. If you see here, I click on attachment, that particular, and can select the file, and this will automatically get reflected. Oracle has some limitation with the file and the what will be the size of that particular image, but you can allow it. Recently, I had an SR also going with them, so they were saying we can have maximum of 2 GB size, but it becomes really tough when you have hundred and thousands of items. Definitely, you have thousands or 1 lakh, 2 lakh items. You will not configure them manually, right? So the issue we are facing is that item attachment or the item size upload becomes really tough while you go with FBDI. FBDI have a tab which is known as item attachment, but it becomes really tough in this, right? But I'll tell you about that also. Just giving an example what where you can upload the item image as well also. Now, if I just scroll down, as an overview, first you'll see all the mandatory parameters type of the things, right? We all know what is is, how the primary unit of measure is related. Unit of measure is also a different setup which has to be done. There is a manage setup. All the which are set up there will be seen here. So if there are some you can just scroll down, check for this that will be available from the out of the list. Yeah, if you can see here, all the which you have set up in manage will be available here, and you can search and select any of them dependently. We have an interclass concept also in but depends upon. Giving you an example, same units can fall under interclass conversion that you can allow. If a user is going from meter to kilometer, then it can allow you to go the interclass conversion, but this comes under the setup actually, right? This is the main screen where you can do other things also, like what is the secondary which you want us to use. If I go to specifications, let's select a let's go to specification. Guys, I'm just navigating you to all the screens, just showing you the component. We'll study them in deep, but wanted to give you overview. Okay, this is the area where we do the item setups basically. Now, if you see, is this item related to manufacturing? Is it related to what are the inventory attributes correspondingly? Is what are the sales and order management attributes correspondingly to this item? All the details you can see here. This basically this checkbox and the which selection which you do here takes an impact on whenever you create a purchase order or sales order, right? Suppose you have enabled costing is enabled as no, then this will definitely impact your sales order, right? What type of configuration do you do? What type of item configuration client has, and how do you want to configure? Depends upon you, right? What is this type? Is it a standard item? If you want it as optional class, different types of model planning one, product family one, depend. I'll explain you in deep what each of them means, but just wanted to show you the screen right now. That's here. It is a place where you define all the attributes related to an item. Let's go to sales order and management tab also. Remember, all the item attributes are not important to fill, but depends upon the person. So what you need to do is what we'll do is we'll study about this, right? What we'll do is we can understand each and every field, but depends upon the client expectation, right? If you want this as to be an ATP enable, do you want a picking rule on this? Depends upon. Do you want this item to be returnable, not returnable? We have that tag also. By default, Oracle does is that it has already filled some of the data for you, right? Because if you see, there's no star sign marked there that you have to supply, but definitely reviewing this data for each item is really important. Once you review this item differentiation, okay, this has been configured, that is the reason it has input, right? If you see, we have internally transformation also available here. It is internally transfer. Is it RMA inspection required for this? Different types of option, right? And this is standard field provided by Oracle. We have not configured, we have not made any changes on this. This is Oracle standard field. Just have a look into the screen once, you can understand what are the different components, but we'll go in detail, we'll understand. Now, if it is related to procurement, right? Just click on purchasing tab. Different components. Is it a purchase item? Does this item regard defines a negotiation? is there a negotiation required for this particular item? Depends upon it, right? If you can see here, we have different types of what is a purchasing price, what is a market price for this particular item, what type of receipt routing I want. We can have multiple receipt routing. Generally, we have 3 receipt routing in the system. That is standard receipt, direct receipt, where you do not receipt, you do not want to pick release for a particular item, different way, right? That's it. Just wanted to give you an overview of the area. We'll create an item in the next session, which is coming on Monday. So, and we'll study, okay, this is the way we can define the item, what are the different components. But are you clear till this, guys? I just wanted to cover you today, convert like at least cover inventory organization, that at least we have covered the common enterprise structure. And now at a stage we are where we have started the inventory management. So giving you an overview how inventory management work, we have seen where is the particular item gets defined, and with the next lecture we'll define a particular item, and I'll show you what are the different types of item class. And just Bhaskar, coming to your question, here is the place where you define the item structure basically. Yeah, here you can
Okay.
define the item structure. Yeah, any attachment which you wanted to add for this particular item, there's that provision also. Categories, the how the category of the item goes, is it level 1, level 2, level 3, dependently, right? Are we clear till
And
this point, guys? Yeah,
and
surely, go ahead, go ahead.
yeah, and Varun, can we send our item attributes to different groups to fill out the attributes?
Yes, that we can do, definitely we can do.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah, and coming up to this point also, categories, this generally happens with many of the industry, how they categorize the data, how they categorize that. They have level 1, level 2. Level 1 will be the primary level, level 2 will be the sub level of that, in that way. So you have to define a category. This will also study about it. So main agenda was to just show you the screen today, that overview section, that how this is a place where you create an item. This is the place which inventory management starts for us actually, where you are managing a particular item, and this once item has been configured, this item will be reflected and can be used to create an order in your procurement area. Any other question, guys? Any other doubts? Please feel free.
So when you were clicking on the overview section, we were seeing the item marks as well, right? So do
Uh,
we define the item marks first?
where? This one?
I believe one of these, when you were picking up whether it is procurement or whether it is uh,
Mhm.
um,
Uh,
uh,
this screen?
yeah,
I think maybe default shipping
yeah,
org, I believe.
right now this one right now.
Mhm,
So you
mhm,
see that, right? Item organization. So
mhm.
we created the inventory organization, right? So
Correct.
where do we create the item marks?
Yeah, there's a setup manage item organization. Let me show you that also. That will also
We,
cover, just showing you.
we will do that first before we create an item, right?
Correct. That's for correct. We'll first create an
Okay,
item organization only. Correct. That's correct.
okay, okay.
But that is actually similar to inventory org setup. Let me show you that also.
So is there a link between inventory org and item org?
Yes, there's a link. Actually, this will also come. Actually, item org setup will also come on Monday. Actually, that we have to do.
Oh,
Actually, just wanted to show
okay.
you the screen right now, that
No,
this is a
that's fine.
place.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah, if you're covering it on Monday, that's fine. We can do
Correct.
it.
But meanwhile, if you have asked a question, let me just show you that. Here it says manage item organization.
Got it.
So here will the place where we'll define. We'll start it from here only actually. Hurry.
Okay.
We'll start
Sounds
it. Yeah. Any other question, guys?
So, Varun, do we cover the
Mhm.
functional setup manager?
Yeah, that also will cover. But actually, this is more priority thing actually. Inventory management. That is a
Oh,
small
okay, okay.
topic actually. That is not a big topic actually. Some of the topics, if you see, what my plan is going up is that we studied about common configuration. Let's be in a flow actually. Let's
Okay.
cover inventory, then we'll cover procurement. So if you go via flow na, and we'll have practical session also, it will be
Yeah,
become really easy. Functional
sure,
setup
sure.
manager and this configurator are something which is a side by side thing actually, right? Once you know
Got it.
the
Yeah.
flow, normal process flow, that will be really good actually. That will cover it actually. We'll take the functional setup manager quite a late actually in a session next, most probably after 2 or 3 weeks only actually.
Okay, got it. And is functional setup manager similar to the workbook which you were mentioning yesterday, or else
No,
is
that
that
is different
different?
actually.
Oh,
Actually,
both
that
are
is
different.
different.
Okay.
Yeah, different.
Okay. Okay.
Sajal, Gargia, Hanumya, any doubt, guys?
Clear,
Yeah,
Varun?
Okay. On Monday, I'll just bring a link for you for this where you can see ATO model much more in discussion detail. What is ATO, PTO? So that also I'll explain you also. Meanwhile, I'll share the link also so that you can have more understanding about this. Okay. So that's it from my end, guys. Right. Okay. If you're good, we are good to close the call. Are we good, guys, from your end?
yes, Varun.
Okay.
So Varun, one
Go ahead. Go ahead, Sajal.
Are you have you worked on maintenance, Oracle maintenance? I know it's
WMS
not
system?
part of
Warehouse,
this.
correct. Warehouse management system you are asking?
No, 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 not warehouse. Maintenance
Yeah, I worked on this. Yes.
or in cloud.
Yeah, cloud also, and basically I'm worked on this in SAP also actually.
Okay, okay, but you're not covering maintenance as part of this curriculum, right?
Correct. Actually, we are till manufacturing here in this SCM right now. Maintenance will be actually a very another vast topic actually.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
So
So
for go ahead. Go ahead.
I just want to understand. I mean, how do you use the downtime of the production downtime to actually schedule? So those things alone I wanted to understand. But the setup and organization setup and all is fine.
Mhm.
So, but how do you integrate it with production? How do you use the production downtime? So you have any scheduler in cloud?
Mhm. So there's no scheduler in the cloud. Is basically, are you talking more about how to going from development instance to production instance in that way?
No, no.
Mhm.
No, no. So if you have production downtime, how can you use that production downtime to schedule your
Oh,
maintenance?
got it, got it, got it, got it. So we had that cover that comes completely under SNC part also. Actually, what we do, Sajal, right now. Maintenance at the end, I can have a look for you for that. If
Yeah.
you want, we can take it in the cloud. But that was completely after coming because right
Yeah.
now our main focus is on procurement, inventory management, manufacturing, sourcing, SQM. These are the main chunks which we have right now.
Okay.
Maintenance actually comes at the later half. Actually, I can take up it for you. No
Yeah.
worries.
I mean, you don't have to give me the entire setup because
Mhm.
it's almost similar to what we have in uh, on-prem.
Correct.
The only thing is I want to understand how you schedule,
Correct.
based upon the production downtime.
Yes,
So
I can
maybe
tell
that
you.
if you give a
But
little.
actually, I'll tell you the setups have little bit changed. It is
Okay.
quite different actually right now in Fusion.
Yeah.
Maintenance, yeah, because maintenance is right now completely handled by Oracle as well also, right? You can completely give the Oracle to give the maintenance for this particular instance. But I'll explain you how that maintenance also goes and the maintenance
Yeah.
management is done. That I'll also can explain you. But
Sure.
definitely that will take after later after only
Yeah. Yeah.
actually.
Sure. 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 That's okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
So
Thank you, Varun.
that's it from my end, guys. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot for joining. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Yeah.